Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Sorry it's been a little while since I've posted a video, but this one is a cracker. What I'm going to be tying for you is a fly called the Green Lantern. Now, this has caught some very big fish in the UK recently. Lots of people who've been fishing it have messaged me back because they bought it from me, saying how well it's been doing for them. Fished slow, fished static. A couple of them have pulled it back as well, but it really has been producing at the moment, so I thought I'd show you all how to tie it. It's relatively simple. In the vise we have a Togens Nymph Competition Barbless in size 12. Size 10, 12s and 14s work best for this. The tail and the beard hackle is going to be black pheasant tail fibre. The body is going to be vicuna dubbing in black. The rib is going to be UTC wire in chartreuse, and the head is going to be Glow Bright Floss number 12. And really the head is what makes this fly. So let's get started. We start off with black thread. We're not tying on the Glow Bright Floss at the moment. So as usual, we start the thread at the eye and lay down a nice body of thread all the way down. Not necessarily required here because we've got a tail, but it's good practice. And start, this is a barbless hook, start somewhere near where the barb would be. Tidy up the ends and then just I like to take the thread back up, just a nice body of thread to give you a base to work on. As I say, the tail is black pheasant tail. Don't be shy, but pull all of the fibres 90 degrees from the stem and then rip them off. And then all you need to do is measure the tail. The tail no more than a hook shank in length. I've got one that's slightly shorter than the rest there, so we're going to do something about that, if I can get hold of it, that is. There we go. Right, so that's transfer that measurement. So that's roughly where I want my tail. So we're going to catch it in, a couple of wraps to make sure we're happy with it. Bit long for my liking. Give it a tug to shorten it, and then wrap it down. And by going from the eye to the bend of the hook with the tail, you can ensure that it stays on top of the hook shank. Otherwise, thread tension has a habit of pulling the tail over to the far side of the hook. There we go, that's perfect. So we're going to snip off the excess. Next up is the rib, that chartreuse wire, just to provide a bit of contrast, and we're going to tie that in going up. So just catch it on your side of the hook, make sure it is a body length, there's no lumps and bumps, and then wrap up. And this fly, it's created a bit of conversation on social media recently. For anybody who's querying this, this is not a Montana variant. This is a dial-back variant. Now, a dial-back is a good Welsh pattern used a lot over here in the UK to imitate nothing in particular, but it looks pretty buggy and insect-like. But a lot of people thought this was a Montana variant. This is not a Montana variant. This is a dial-back variant, but absolutely give it a go. So we've got the rib in. Next up, the black dubbing. So take a pinch and dub a noodle onto your thread. First of all, obviously, take your thread back down to the other end. You don't want to start the dubbing noodle at the eye. That would just be plain insanity. But get that noodle onto your thread. Relatively slim. You know, you can always add more. It's much harder to take it off. So when you put that noodle the way you like it, start where the tail is. After that first wrap, that's trapped the dubbing in, so you can then tighten it up if you want to. And it's up to you whether you want a nice tight body or whether you want a loose, buggy body. You can always brush it out, obviously it's dubbing. But then just take that body all the way up. Need a bit more. we go. And you'll notice I don't use wax here. The Vicuna dubbing doesn't need wax in my opinion. It dubs really easily onto the thread. And there is no thorax here. You've got to leave space to tie in your beard hackle. And the key with, as I said, the head is the key here. It is a bigger than average head. So you need to leave space for that as well, but you can tie backwards. So that's good for me. I'm now going to rib the fly in nice, even, open turns. You know, you just want to make sure that the rib is nice and even both sides. Not sure the fish care, but I do. Here we go. One more. Good. And then we can tie that off. There we go. And once we've done that, helicopter your wire free. Draw everything back from the eye. And tidy up. A couple of stragglers there I don't like, so I'm just going to snip off. As you can see, the bugginess really makes a difference here. Any long fibres that you don't like particularly, just get shot of. Now for the beard hackle. Black pheasant tail fibres again. Like last time, don't be shy. Pull them 90 degrees from the stem. Like that. Make sure the tips line up. Pull them away. And you want the tips of the hackle just kissing the hook point. There are many ways to do this. I like to tie them on my side, just with a couple of loose wraps. You can see they're a little bit long, positioned nicely, a little bit long, so you can give them a tug. And again, that's okay. It's not going to impede hookups at all. And then you can roll them round with your thumbnail once you've secured them in. So some good tight wraps. Snip off the excess. Tidy that up. Roll that hackle round. There we go. So that's right underneath. Then take the thread to the eye. And this is the key bit. This is the head, the floss. Now instead of whip finishing, I am going to use the floss. As you can see, floss can be a little bit problematic sometimes, so just make sure it creates a nice head. But as you wrap backwards, securing down the floss, you're also wrapping over the black thread, which means that you can snip off the thread and the tag end of floss at the same time. And now it's just a question of building up that head. Now what I would say is the thread tension is going to want to bring the beard hackle towards you, so just make sure that that doesn't happen. Keep bringing it back round. But this needs to be, this head is it's an oversized head. This is the trigger point. The head needs to be massive. Massive, massive, massive. And the more wraps, the greener it gets. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. And then just take that down and whip finish. 1, 2. That's one whip finish. I do 2 because floss is slippery stuff. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Now that looks all out of proportion. If you're a bit OCD like me, it looks horrible. But the fish are going mad for it at the moment. I do recommend either your favourite resin or your favourite varnish or something. Super glue if you want to, but just a dab here or there just to secure that floss. It makes no difference, I don't think, to the productivity of the fly. The fish have been going nuts for it, and I varnish all of my heads on this. It does just take the edge off the glow bright, but the fish don't care. And that's it. The Green Lantern, absolutely lethal. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on. Contact me via the Togens website. Contact me via Instagram. Try different colours if you want to. Make it a red lantern or however you want to fish it for your waters. But it's lethal. Give it a go. See you soon. Thanks.